Hi guys, Rebecca Antward here. Today we're going to be talking about one of my favorite parts of personal development, and that's a life handbook. So, best way to describe it, I'm going to show you what mine looks like. So this is just a standard notebook. Actually, it's the ARC system by Staples, if anyone's familiar with that. So a life handbook contains, I'll show you my tabs, all the parts that are really important for you to think about and write about. So on my tabs I've got goals. That's going to be the most important part of your life handbook. And then things that you spend a lot of time doing and thinking about. And then I just have an others tab. That's the green one for like little things. Alright, so what goes into your life handbook? First page I have is this one. This one has my mission statement and my rules for life. So if you guys have done any personal development that involved writing down your mission statement, you want to have that in your life handbook so you can refer to it when you need to make an important decision. And then the next section the first section I have is goal setting. So for this section, I'm going to walk you through it piece by piece because it's really important. The first page I have is where I define my core values and why they matter. So core values are areas of your life that are really important to you. Usually people have 4 to 6. That's a good starting place anymore, and it just gets overwhelming. So I have career, fitness, people or relationships, finances, Beachbody. I'm a Beachbody coach, so that's important to me. And then I have a blog. Obviously you know that because you found this video, and that's also important to me. So these are my core values, my core areas that I'm developing, and then I write down why they matter to me. So once you've got that all done, you're going to take that same concept, those same areas of your life, and write down 5-year goals. So if you're doing this right now in December 2014 or January 2015, these are goals for 2020. Oh, I know. So I want you to write about these in the present tense as though they're happening right now. So for example, I have finished my postdoc with Tony instead of I will have finished my postdoc with Tony. And that's important because it makes you connect with what it'll feel like to say that, to think it. You'll get those feelings about how you feel to accomplish that goal. The other important thing about 5-year goals is that they don't have to be realistic. In fact, I don't want them to be. These need to be, you need to be dreaming here, right? So even if you only get like 10% of these goals, you'll be super excited, right? So don't hold yourself back yet on the 5-year goals. Then once you've got those done, next page is the 3-year goals, and then you do your 1-year goals. So for the same categories. Okay. Your 1-year goals are hopefully more realistic than the 5-year goals, but they're going to serve as stepping stones to get you there, right? So it's not overwhelming, hopefully. Some of these 1-year goals seem like a stretch to me, but they're not impossible, and that's the difference, okay? So some of them, like for fitness, I work out every day. That's pretty easy. I know that I need to work out every day. For some of the goals, though, like I want to submit a paper for publication. That's one of my career goals. There are some action steps that I need to take to get there, and they're sequential. So to work through some of that, because it can feel overwhelming, you're like, I don't know, I'm going to publish a paper in a year. I've developed an action plan. Hopefully you can see this on the video. It's kind of bright. There we go. All right, so in the action plan, you write down your core value and your goal. You assign yourself a due date. That's key. Nothing gets done without a due date. You know that's true. A feeling. How are you going to feel when you accomplish this goal? And that's also important because it helps you identify with your goal on a gut level. It's huge. For anybody who does the SMART system, I've written little check boxes you can check mark to see if your goal is a SMART goal. And then you just outline the action steps for that goal, and you assign yourself a due date. And this is, write it in pencil, it's flexible. A lot of times with action plans, I don't write them from start to finish. Like you see that publish is not on there, even though that's the end goal. And that's because I don't actually know. I know what the first steps are, but I don't know what all the steps are, and that's okay. Just do the first ones. The next steps will become clear once you've done the first few. Okay, so do that for all your major actionable goals. Get an action plan sheet and fill it out. Okay, so next, I've gone a little out of order here. Oops. Next, you're going to do your monthly goals. Surprise, surprise. These are going to be short and to the point, and they'll probably be based off your 1-year goals. And then you just cross them off when you get them done, right? So same categories. And then once you have those, you can do your weekly sheet. I call it the weekly goal sheet, but that might be a little misleading. Here, I'll show you last week so you can see what it looks like when it's partially filled in and crossed out. My weekly goal sheet is, so first I talk about what I'm going to focus on, which apparently I didn't fill out last week. Oops. But at the beginning of each week, I look at the monthly goals and see what I need to be able to get done this week in order to make those goals come true in a month. And I write them down here. For example, if there are multiple things you need to do, you add check boxes. So I'm trying to get more money right now, so I'm taking more edits. And I decided to take 3 edits this week so I can have a little extra money to spend on Christmas gifts. So I have 3 check boxes. As you can see, I only did 2. That's okay. It's more than I would have done if I didn't have the system in place, so I'm okay with that. And any step forward is a step in the right direction. So don't beat yourself up if you make this giant goal book and it turns out you can only accomplish like not even half of your goals. It's way more than you were going to do without the book. So then I fill out this focus area, usually. I guess I skipped one this week. That's where you focus. You decide, okay, this week is going to be all about working in the lab, or it's going to be all about family because it's a holiday. And so when you get stressed out, and you're like, oh my God, I have so much on my plate and I really need to bow out of some things, you can refer to this and say, oh, right, my priority this week is X. So that's what I'm going to focus on. The other stuff isn't important. It can be delegated or it can be deferred. I have my weekly checklist, which some of you will call these non-negotiables. These are things that I have to get done. It has to get done. There's no other way around it. If I have to stay up late, if I have to, no matter what, I get these things done. And I have little check boxes for them. I've developed a new system for that, so that's why I stopped with my check boxes. But so that's what those are. And then there's a weekly review at the bottom. So at the end of the week, I want you to take a look at your goal sheet and see what you accomplished and what you didn't accomplish. And, pat yourself on the back for all the good stuff that you did, and then think about the things you didn't accomplish. Why didn't you? Usually it's because you're not really attached to that goal, and it needs to get thrown out the window or adjusted to be at a level where you do care. Or it's something you just need to delegate. Like, it needs to get done, but you don't want to do it. Find someone else, hire a house cleaner, whatever. Okay, so that's the goal section. I also have a monthly review sheet and a yearly review sheet for reviewing every once in a while. It's good to do that because you'll see, especially in the beginning when a goal book is new for you, your goals are going to change like every week, every 2 weeks. So it's good to review them. Yeah, and I think that's really all that I need to cover. I mean, the rest of the tabs, like I have my Beachbody blog and career tabs, those are really just things that you probably don't care about or you're going to have different tabs. In the other tab, I keep track of things that only take one sheet to keep track of, like Christmas lists, like tracking my finances, that kind of thing. I only need 1 page for that, so it just goes in the other category. So yeah, so that is what a life book is all about. It's handy dandy. I keep it with me everywhere. And yeah, I hope that it's helpful for you. Signing off. Bye.